Hello. So it's been 2 months. Huh. I'll make a more specific video about writing characters, because not all characters are the same, e.g. how to write a bully. I'm going to make a more general one first, because I won't be able to make one specifically for every character. So, on with the video. A backstory is probably the biggest factor in a character's life. You often hear about tragic backstories, but you don't always need one. You can have that if you so desire, but it isn't needed, so don't feel pressured if you don't want to. But you still need to know some sort of excess information, e.g. do they live with their parents? Are they teen runaways? Is one or both of their parents dead? How much do their parents work? Do they have a single parent or are the parents a same-sex couple? Do they have any siblings? If yes, do they need to take care of them often? There's a surprising amount of detail that might or might not affect them which you should plan out. It's not believable if you don't. Characters need to seem like they have a life outside of what they serve in the story. It makes them seem more real and we're more interested in them. Tip 2. Knowing traits you should and shouldn't use. So there are some traits that don't tell us much. I'm talking things like nice, kind, mean. These are traits, but they aren't good. They're very surface level. I've said quite a lot about the importance of giving your characters traits, and I stand by that sentiment. However, it is important that you have both a range of traits and that those traits are meaningful. Some examples are sensitive, sympathetic, cocky. Bear in mind, the more deep traits are, the easier it will be for you to write. Traits tell you how your characters react in certain situations. Kind doesn't tell you much. It could mean that they're sympathetic, or good-natured, or helpful. If you put a character that has the trait kind in a situation, you won't know what they do. Do you see what I mean? There are tons of websites that will tell you some interesting and meaningful traits. Tip 3. Balance and characteristics. You need to have a good balance of traits. You can't have a character that's completely flawless, and you can't have a character that's only flawed. People aren't 100% either way, so it's unrealistic to not give them flaws or strengths. There's no set rules to balance, so there's not much more I can say on how to do it, but I simply wanted to let you know that you need balance, so you can bear that in mind while making your characters. Tip 4. Character development. The final thing before I move on from traits is character development. The definition of character development is the development of a character within a story that's given improvement in characteristics and qualities. Your character needs to learn something over the course of your story. You can't have a character that goes through a whole experience and doesn't change. Every experience you have changes you, even if you don't notice it. So you need to think carefully about how your characters will change emotionally throughout. So make sure you just don't forget that. Tip 5. Activities. You need to give your characters hobbies. They need to do things outside of what they do for the plot. If they're a bully, they need to do things besides bullying. If they're a friend of the protagonist, they need to do things outside of that. Characters need to be more than plot devices, otherwise the audience won't care about them. Because why should they? If they aren't really a person, who cares? At the end of the day, people relate to people, and you need to make them seem human, and giving them activities is an amazing way to do so. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm sorry it's been so long. Bye!